Good evening, everyone. My name is Gabriel, and welcome to day 19 of our 21-day meditation together. So, hopefully, you have your foot soak tubs ready. As per usual, it requires a few key ingredients you will see right now on the screen. And I think the most sage advice I was ever told in this specific context is that it is most important to also take your socks off for a foot soak, just in case that hasn't been told before. But then moving on just to some housekeeping items. First and foremost, if you are new today, welcome, welcome, welcome. And also, if you're new today, all of our sessions have been recorded. So on our website, you'll find each of the 18 different days thus far, today 19, and then going on to the 20th and the 21st. Also, after the whole session is over, if you're here for the first time, we have, of course, the breakout rooms. So in the breakout rooms, you can have one-on-one peer-coached meditation in 15 different languages. So this is a call to everybody in our audience that after the session, if you want to have that one-on-one peer coaching meditation in your own language, it's available. Just put and fill the form in our chat. And last and most important announcement is that, of course, after our 21 days of meditating together, then what happens? Well, we'll be taking a 2-week break, but then we will have follow-up programs after that. So both on Wednesdays and Sundays, we will have each week meditations where we'll touch back, see what we're doing, and go further in our both collective and individual meditations. So once again, if you're here for the first time, no problem, we will take care of everything. And if you're here for the 19th time, well, congratulations, we're staying here. Now, before we begin, I would like to introduce you to the rest of our wonderful team tonight. We have a powerful reinforcements from France. We have Nicholas and Mary Jo, as well as for our musical edition tonight, we have Eero Heinonen. Now, all of these people are meditation professionals who've been doing it for many years, but of course, they have a life on the side and they have incredible stories to tell. I want each and every person just to give a bit of your attention, and I'll just pass the puck to people over here. So Nicholas, Mary Jo, and Matra, if she's of course in the vicinity. And Eero, if you could just quickly tell a bit about yourselves and what you do to introduce yourselves to the audience.
Hi,
Nicholas,
thank you, Gabriel. Hello, everyone. Good evening to you. This is Mary Jo, live from Paris, France. I practice Sahaja Yoga and I teach it as well, always for free. Sahaja Yoga is a free meditation practice. I practice it since almost 8 or 9 years. And I should say it changed a lot, my life. And apart from that, I work as a journalist. So it's very useful for me to meditate in order to take some distance to all the negative news I deal with every day. Yeah, thank you.
And Nicholas?
Hey, so my name is Nicholas, also from France, and I've been practicing meditation now for about 10 years or so. And just like Mario, I also share whatever experience and knowledge I've been able to make use of to the people who are also interested in finding mental silence and peace and some sense into everything that is going on right now.
Fantastic. And Eero?
Hello everybody, my name is Eero, I'm from Finland, and I can also speak in Finnish if you like to be in a breakout room after the session. Today I'm a music maker, I'm a music player, and today I'm going to play some music to accompany our meditation in the program.
Fantastic. So day 18, we talked about mental silence, and today we'll be going deeper into that state of meditation, going beyond the mind. But I will now give it to Nicholas, who will take us into that first meditation with our foot soak tubs, hopefully ready. I'll see you then later on today.
Thank you, Gabriel. Thank you. Again, salutation to everyone. So we'll start the session with foot soak, which you already know how to practice. So let's get right into it. So first of all, before any moment of meditation, we'll raise together our Kundalini as an invitation to our inner energy to participate into our meditation moment. Okay, so that's the left hand to manifest our desire and the right hand to guide our attention. So it goes like this. Tie up one time. We'll do it a second time. One knot, two knots, and a third time. One, two, and three. As we lay the left hand on our lap, our right hand will draw this rainbow over us as a protection. So that is 7 chakras, so 7 back and forth. Second time, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. So before dipping our feet into the water bowl, we can just lay a few centimeters above the water our right hand as to request the Kundalini to give this subtle power to the water to clean our subtle system. So just attention above our head, we can feel the vibration flowing from our hand to the water. Then we can dip our feet in the water. So as you may know, the first step as the foot soak is a moment where we release ourselves and entrust to the water all the tensions and burden we feel inside ourselves. So we may start by directing both our hands towards the earth on the sides and request through the earth element our Kundalini to help release all tensions, all burning sensations, all heavy sensations. And as we manifest our desire, our attention goes on the top of our head. We may put our left hand on our lap. The palm of our left hand is visible. And we entrust especially the left side challenges to our balance. As a reminder, the left side is related to the past, what we consider as our memory, our experience, and we entrust the water with the burden from all this experience that may challenge the Kundalini works in within us. Mother Kundalini, please help me to overcome the burden of the left side. Again, attention above our head. Now we'll put the right hand on our lap. Again, the palm of the hand is visible, while the left hand just is raised, the fingers towards the sky. And that way we indicate to the Kundalini that we would like her to take care of the right side activity. That is physical activity and also the mental activity. Our attention is challenged from our days, work, challenges, responsibilities, and we tend to overexcite this side, make it very difficult to focus on the present moment. So please, Mother Kundalini, relieve me from all the tensions, the heat, the agitation upon the right side. May I use my attention for my spirit and the meditation. Attention above our head on the fontanelle bone area. Now we can unload um, our mind, our brain, especially from the past and the future activity that is going on. We'll use our hands like that, cross at the level of the head, and cross before our forehead, and then push all the tensions in the foot soak ball. We can do that a few times. So we cross on at the level of the head, and cross on the forehead, and then push in the foot soak ball. Again, most important is the attention. Now I would invite you to rinse your feet so that we can go on with a second part of the meditation. So just leave the water on the side for the moment. We'll keep our attention for the meditation. Chances are that you will probably feel better already after foot soak. Now let's get a step further, or should I say deeper. We'll bring our right hand on our left heart, the left part of our chest. This is where the spirit resides. That is the source of all the beautiful manifestation of meditation. may it be love, may it be peace, and also mental silence, come from our connection with the Spirit. So we can say with confidence, Mother Kundalini, I really am the Spirit, not just the body, not just the mind, not just the emotions. I am the Spirit. After saying this a few times, we may bring our attention on the Sahasrara, that is the chakra on the foot and nail bone area. We may be struggling with the mind, trying to suggest some thoughts to our attention. Our main concern is to establish in depth this state of meditation. And the thought shouldn't be so important at the moment. We can say, Mother, please take me to meditation. We can put the right hand on the forehead. That is where all the agitation take place and become thoughts. And our power in order to stand in the storm of our thoughts is forgiveness. I forgive, Mother. I forgive my thoughts. I forgive everyone. And I forgive myself. This is as generous as love. It doesn't choose. It is absolutely all-encompassing. Mother, I forgive. I forgive to everyone. I forgive myself. I forgive my thoughts. So let's massage the Sahasrara, the chakra, on the top of our head. So we put the palm of our hand in the middle of our head, at the top of our head, where we press a little and massage gently. Start forward on the right, backward on the left, and so on. And ask with all our heart and sincerity, Mother Kundalini, please allow me to establish the self-realization in the state of mental silence. Allow me, please, to enjoy the present moment. Allow me to join this state that is beyond the mind. We can put back our right hand, allow ourselves to be in silent but alert for a few minutes. Now, I'll invite you to keep this state of mental silence through which everything becomes enlightened under a different light, that is that of the spirit, where we really nourish more than just our brain with information, but really our soul with emanation of the spirit that is just vibrations. And in that state, we'll watch a talk, part of it from Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi, that is the founder of Sahaja Yoga meditation, that has traveled the world for years and years together in order to pass on not just the information of what we really are on the inside, but also the experience, the concrete experience that is really the transformative experience that we are offering to you today. Now comes the talk of Shri Mataji.
So everything, the timing, everything has to be worked out according to the need of the spirit and not need of the gross. When that happens, you move smoothly and understandingly the whole pattern of the divine, how it works out. And that is how you understand the dynamism of time. Because you live in the present, not in the future or in the past. Actually, the past doesn't exist and future has not come. We don't know what future is. To come in the present, you have to be the spirit. And when you are in the spirit, then you realize that this present is the reality. The rest is a myth. When the Kundalini rises, she passes attention into an area, or she penetrates into an area where there is silence. Because a thought rises and falls off. Another thought rises and falls off. In between these two thoughts, this area exists of the present. Now, but if I say you stop at this point to be at this point, you cannot. Your mind is jumping either on the past or on the future. But the Kundalini is the only thing that stops at present moment, so that you don't consider the past and the future, but you enjoy the present, the complete dynamism of the present, and you are effective. You are dynamic. You can do 1,001 things which normally you cannot do. And you are surprised how it works out. The divine has its own plans, has its own understanding, and we cannot make the divine to work as we want. We have to accept whatever the divine does and manages, and then we see the miracles of the divine and we are surprised how efficient it is, how beautiful it is. Like a machine. We feel the efficiency of the divine, but above all, we feel the compassion, the love, the understanding of the divine. But first we must rise up to that. And for that one has to grow in the awareness of the spirit. If we cannot develop the awareness of the spirit, we lose that magnitude which we have to achieve. So what is to be respected is the spirit after realization, because it gives you the truth. To understand the truth, you have to be the spirit. Otherwise, whatever you understand is falsehood, is not the truth. Because of your mental projection, you think that that is the truth is not so. For example, now, if I am sitting on this chair, you won't know any time that I ever sat on this chair. But supposing there's a realized soul who comes round, immediately he will know that there was someone like me. For example, I say that Mozart was a realized soul. How do I know? He's dead now. Because you can feel it on vibrations that he was a realized soul. I say Abraham Lincoln was a realized soul. Not because the way he lived or what he did, that was just an expression or was the symptom of his greatness. But because when you think of him, you get cool breeze in your hand. Tremendously cool breeze, soothing, which crawls over you. Oh, that's Abraham Lincoln. We do not know where we spend our time, what people are important to us till we are the spirit. We waste our time catering to something absolutely useless. And then suddenly we discover, oh God, what a waste of time. What a waste of energy. What a waste of money. This man was a cheat. He cheated me. This work was all falsehood. Why did I waste my time there? After realization, you become the absolute. There is no relative value. You do not judge anything relatively. You just know what is absolute. And once you know the absolute, you are cocksure about it. There's no wavering. Thus you become an extremely powerful person and you know the truth about everything. Now the truth is very simple that you are the spirit and you are not this body, you are not this mind and you are not this ego or your conditioning, but you are the free spirit. That's the truth is. But it is not just a mental truth, but is actually so and has to be actualized. The third thing that happens to you, apart from your awareness becoming the truth, the complete knowledge, you become the source of joy. Not that you only receive the joy, but you become the source of joy, the source of bliss, and the source of peace.
Now we can keep our hands open in front of us, and just for 1 minute we're going to meditate to the vibration of this speech. We're going to keep our attention on the top of the head, and we just keep to the silence. And I'm going to play some music now, and we can still try to keep the attention in the fontanella bone, which is that soft spot on the top of the head. अधिकार दीजिए शरणागत हृदय पुजारी विनती Prita Bahia Viralayanase Prita Bahia Viralayanase Hridayeshwari Bhavamaya Manjana Hridayeshwari Bhavamaya Manjana Maarisi Shubha Shakti Dijiye Janaka Adhikar Nijiye O Janaka Adhikar Nijiye Sharanagata Hridaya Pujari Vinati Suniye That's good. And now we're going to go forward in the program. I'm going to go give the microphone to Mari Jo. So, Mari, if you're ready,
I am. Thank you so much.
you can take the floor.
So we'll now continue meditating. Let's keep our eyes closed with the words of Shri Mataji and the beautiful music played by Yiro still resonating. We'll try to go deeper in the silence. How do we feel inside? Do we have less thoughts? Do we feel more balanced? Do we feel more coolness on our hands? And that's the sign of a subtle system which is balanced. Let's put together our attention on some key centers, chakra centers, which will help us reach this state of silence, which will help us go beyond our mind. So our right hand is on our lap, palm facing the sky, and the left hand will go on the right Swadhisthana, which is on the very lower part of the abdomen on the right side. And here in our heart, we're going to say, Mother Kundalini, please relax my mind. Please cool down my thoughts. Mother Kundalini, please relax my mind and cool down my thoughts. Now we'll go a bit higher. The left hand will go on the liver, which is the right nabi. Then on the right side. Here we're going to say, Mother Kundalini, please let my attention be in the present. Let my attention be in meditation. On the meditation, on the spirit. Mother Kundalini, let my attention be in the present, on the meditation. We can put back the left hand on our lap, palm facing the sky. Our right hands will go now on our heart. And here we're going to say, Mother Kundalini, let my spirit take control of my whole being. Let this spirit of mine, which is love, which which is silence. Take control of my whole being. You can breathe deeply. Again, breathe in and breathe out. Let's now put our right index on our throat, on the low part of our throat. This is the Vishuddhi chakra. It helps us remain detached. It helps us remain the witness of our thoughts. So let us say inside, Mother Kundalini, I am the detached witness. I am the detached witness. I do not react. I just observe in silence. Now the right hand goes on the forehead, which is the Agnya chakra. We can press with our finger on the sides of our forehead. I am not this ego. I am not this superego. I am love and I am forgiveness. My true nature is made of love and forgiveness. Finally, let's put the right palm on the top of the head, on the last chakra, which is the Sahasrara. We're going to press on the center and massage it clockwise. And while massaging it, we're going to say inside, Mother, please grant me with this beautiful state of thoughtless awareness. Please allow me to enter this dimension of silence, of union with the whole universe. Let me feel that I am one with the whole universe. And this is to be beyond the mind. Let's raise the hand 5-10 centimeters on top of the head. We're feeling the cool breeze. Can feel it on our hand or coming out of our head. Let's keep our attention on this level and relax our hand on the lap and remain in silence for a couple of minutes as the detached witness. We have thoughts that erupt. It's okay, we just leave them. And we bring back our attention either on our heart or on the top of the head. To enhance the state of silence, we can also raise our Kundalini with our right hand. We're going to put it in front of our abdomen in the center. We're going to take it to the top of the head. So the right hands go up, up, up. Our attention is on our hand. Till it reaches the top of the head. Touch our Sahasrara. And we relax the hand on the lap. As Shri Mataji said, the present resides within this gap between two thoughts, between our thoughts, within this silence. And this is meditation. The more you practice it, the more this gap will get bigger, the more the state of silence will be reachable. We can now slowly open our eyes. And we're going to raise our Kundalini as we did in the first beginning with Nicholas to end this meditation. So the left hand will rise and the right one will turn around it. But let's keep attention on the hands going on top of our head, and we make our first knot. Second time, attention on our hands. We do the second knot. Third one, we do 3 knots. And now we're going to do the bandhan, which is the protection that will help us protect this state of balance and meditation that we just enhanced. So right hand will reach the left hand, and we do like a rainbow. First circle for the first chakra, second one for the second chakra, third one, the fourth chakra, fifth chakra, sixth chakra, and one for the seventh chakra, which is the Sahasrara. And we can also put our hands like this in front of our heart to thank the Kundalini, which is the energy which took us to this beautiful state of joy and silence. Thank you. It's your turn, Gabriel.
Thank you, Mary Jo, Eero, and Nicholas for such a beautiful presentation of today's topic. I'm feeling blissed out. As you can see, I'm a bit shining as well. After on, we will be... So, today we talked about, of course, thoughtless awareness and how to go deeper in meditation. I hope you've reached that state of silence as well. If not, we can have a little Q&A afterwards and go deeper into it. But tomorrow we'll have our second to last day, which is prolonging that state of thoughtless awareness. Now, if next slide, please, Riddhi. So, important announcement again. Once, of course, this course is over on Friday, we'll have a 2-week hiatus and then come back once again for our follow-up sessions on Wednesdays and Sundays. Also, if you need more information, if you're unsure of what's taking place during the week, you can find all our resources online and also scanning this QR code that's available. Also, we'll get a little brief overview of the website now. So if you just take a look for a moment, what we have here. Thank you, Riddhi. What's important to mention is that, of course, the website is present in many other languages. So if you just press on the plus button at the top of the page, you can get a whole array of different languages to choose from. You can see if you find your own native language there, that will then help you, of course, learn faster and learn better. And of course, that language which is closest to your heart and mind. So if Riddhi just presses that plus button, we can see which languages are available. Fantastic. So if you just take a look over, you can see if your own language is there. And then if we just take a look down on the website, you can see that all the recordings are available there from the first day, of course, then to the last day on Friday. And you can read more and learn more about how the subtle system works with a few guided meditations. So now is also a good time, of course, for those of you who have requested your breakout mentor for your specific native language. You can now join those rooms. They will be made available. If you haven't yet filled out the form, and if you want to do so, just put a hello on the chat and we will allocate you to the correct room based upon your preference and language. Alternatively, if you wish to stay with us, we will have a little Q&A with our MC. I'm the MC, with other people of this evening performance. So we will once again invite Eero, Nicholas, and Mary to join us for a little Q&A about kind of what we've done today as a way of recap. But most importantly, I want to open the floor for any questions you, our dear audience, has of today's topic. And I'll give you a bit of space, a small moment. If you have any questions whatsoever, just please write it in the chat, and we will, of course, hope to tackle them as you put them on. So once again, thank you, Nicholas, for the beautiful foot meditation. Thank you, Mary, for that wonderful meditation. I was just sitting there, closing my eyes and opening my hands, and I could just feel that silence rise up, and it just stayed there, and I was like, this is lovely, I want to stay here for longer. So that was a beautiful moment. And if Eero's also there, his rendition of, it's a song called Binati Suniye, which he played an acoustic guitar and sang a bit for us, is actually composed by Shri Mataji herself, and is a beautiful devotional song that kind of invites one into that state of silence that you can find within yourself. So, without further ado, if you have any questions whatsoever, our dear audience, just please write it into the chat and we will take it from there. And of course, I want to ask a question first, just as you're preparing your questions, I'm sure, all 63 of you there in the background. I just want to ask Nicholas and Mary, personally, sometimes I don't always reach that state of thoughtless awareness. Even after many years of meditating, I sometimes find my attention pulling me to the future or pulling me back to the past. I can sometimes sit there for a good 20 minutes sometimes, and I notice my attention going back to my to-do list for the day. So do you have any tips or a way within which it's easier to find that state of peace? So any tips or advice on that? Either or?
Nicola, you want to answer?
Yeah, why not? Actually, what you described, Gabriel, is something that is very common, and the use of meditation doesn't change the fact that sometimes we just actually come from a human shell, so we have this as our equipment to navigate the state of meditation, and really there's no advice as to how to stop it, how to stop the mind and everything. But I would say just to trust the process itself of entrusting our mind, our heart to the Kundalini, to the Mother Kundalini, who is again a mother within us. Okay, so that means she's looking after us, and even sometimes we're not, we could say, channeled or in the state of meditation. Just trust the process, because it's a living process that is going on within us, and sometimes we feel very blessed and we feel happy about it. But the fact that we're still trying means that something is happening. And if sometimes it's more challenging, it probably means that we are growing. So that's what I would share about this. Sometimes we have it, sometimes we don't. But the thing is, trust the process, trust the Mother Kundalini, and always come to you would say water the flower. You see, that's the image I have. It's just you don't always see the garden grow, but trusting the process and watering the garden is always the right thing to do.
Like anything in nature, it takes its own time to kind of open up and blossom out.
Definitely.
And it goes back and forth sometimes. It's not just like a linear process. It's as Nicolas said, we're human beings, and we're very much our attention is always, taken to so many things. And it's true that it's not always easy, but practicing will always help. And also we know that we have some techniques that can help us to reach the silence, which is the foot soak that we just did now. So sometimes we need 2 foot soaks that will help us, feel calmer, and also putting some ice on our liver, which is something that will help to relax the mind. So Gabriel, are you putting some ice on your liver during these troubling times of meditation?
Guilty as charged. Probably do it more often than I do.
Yeah, we all tend to be sometimes lazy, but we have so many techniques that are reachable and that will help us get this quality of meditation. Yeah.
Fantastic. And of course, to the audience themselves, if you have any questions on your mind, feel free to just jot it down there. We'll be so keen and so happy to answer anything on your mind. But something that crossed to me as also a lover of music, I've sometimes found that music is a beautiful way to kind of open up that silence within. So Eero, do you sometimes meditate while you play music, or do you find that they two kind of help each other? How have you kind of found this process of finding that silence through music itself for you?
Yeah, it's a very good question, and I've been kind of wondering about the same, like how is it that we actually get into silence while we go into music, or while we listen to music, or while we sort of process music, and I think the reason why these two are connected is actually in the vibrations, like you mentioned, like the vibrations are flowing through our hands and flowing through our attention, because music, when the music is right, or when the music is auspicious, it contains vibrations, and those vibrations, they are also kind of able to take care of our worries, or they're able to take care of our unbalances. So sometimes the music itself can help our kundalini to fix the unbalances inside of us. I think it's something like this. And then when you, of course, like meditation with playing music at the same time, I would say that's sort of like improvised music, or like you can even do with other people together, like you just create some kind of sound or some kind of soundscape. And when you improvise, when your music is not coming from a thought, but it's just coming from how you feel, I think then you are kind of in a thoughtless music moment.
Beautiful. So in a way, when you're playing music, you sometimes bypass the mind by allowing kind of the heart to express itself, not through, let's say, language, but through the notes of the music itself.
Yeah, you can say like that. I think you can bypass the thoughts if you are in a very good music experience. I think that's very true.
Beautiful. We have some questions from the audience, so I'll just read it out loud, and anybody who wants to take it, just, go for it. So one question is just from Ada is, could you tell me more about superego? How does it work?
I can take it.
Go for
So
it.
thank you for your question. Well, the superego, for those of you who wonder what that is the termination of the left side. So the left side goes up and cross on the forehead here, and reside here on the right side of our head, and it is actually what gathers all our experience. Okay, so that is all the memory, the sensation, the emotion, and everything. And what may happen is that these take so much space that it takes the best of you. Okay, so it sort of triggers at some point, and you get very sensitive about things, or most traumas tend to stand on the superego, for example. And in our journey towards balance and towards mental silence, the superego comes as a challenge when these triggers that transform into conditionings, or these habits that transform into conditionings, are just shaping our understanding of reality. So the superego here, as it might be said that it works to help us, to protect us, to preserve us, but tends to take us away from reality. That's one of the challenges of the superego. And best is to no more identify with whatever experience you've had, or whatever knowledge you have gathered, or whatever emotion has come your way, but rather identify yourself to the spirit. Okay, that is in the heart. And the more you identify with the spirit, the less the superego tends to have power over you. So the more the light of the spirit grows, the more you will be able to put a distance between who you are and what you feel, who you are and what you think. And in this process, you will transform this conditioning into just information, to really get into the reality and experience the reality as it is through vibrations.
Okay, so if I understood correct, you're saying that if I go closer to identifying with my spirit, with myself, that helps me then to take distance to kind of preconceived conditionings of who I am, which is kind of my superego, what I accumulated of my understanding of what I've done in my past experiences.
Yes, that's exactly it. Because the spirit cannot be experienced through the mind. That is one thing. It really resides on a different level. So the closer you are to the spirit, then the more you are likely to really be in the present moment. And the nature of the spirit itself is the joy, right? We heard it today. So the spirit is joy, the spirit is peace, the spirit is silence. And this can only be felt in the present moment. This can only be experienced in the present moment. So yeah, definitely the identification with the spirit is of a great help for overcoming the challenges of the superego.
That's beautiful. Actually, on that point, as there's not too many questions coming, I think it would be beautiful to maybe illustrate some of these experiences of feeling the spirit, just to kind of get a glimpse of what it might mean in our day to day. So, if any of you would like to maybe share a moment or an anecdote where you strongly felt that sense of the spirit, either in your meditation or in your day-to-day life, be it in music, be it as a journalist, or yes, any moment you wish to share that kind of helps us understand what it means to be a spirit.
So I'm not sure if this describes the spirit, but it might be close. This was somewhere when I was kind of starting my meditation journey in Sahaja Yoga. Actually, I didn't ever try any other meditation, but I had that time tried like 3 or 4 times the meditation. It was just happening in a library, in a meeting room. Then I started walking out from the meditation place, and then I was just kind of walking down the street alone and looking at the people like, whoa, these people are like they're so good, they're so like beautiful, they have all very good qualities. Like I must tell them that I love them, and they are all like very important, and like they're so different, like they have so much detail, and they're so like they have such an important place here in this world. And look at those trees, like whoa, like this life is like it's very full of like rich texture, and it's like very like detailed, and everything has a very good purpose. Like that's what I felt after the meditation, just spontaneously. And that was also like a moment when I realized like yeah, like this is probably good for me if my if my feelings start to kind of produce this kind of thing that I see beauty and I appreciate beauty around me. So then I decided, okay, I'll go a couple more times and let's see what happens.
And now it's 20 years later, 25 years later, you're still here.
Yeah, yeah, something like that.
Beautiful. Nicholas, Mary Jo, anything to share?
I'll share after Marie-Jo. I have a little story.
Of course.
Well, I have some stories. I don't know which one to select or share, but I remember that in my first beginning of practicing meditation, I had an incredible feeling. So it didn't, I'm not, quoting something that happened in my daily life. It was during meditation, but it was so immense that I felt really that this was the spirit. So I was in this position of meditation, in silence and everything. And suddenly I felt like I was as if I reached really like the space, and suddenly there's this voice that came within me and said like, I was always born. So this came like that, like as a really a truth that I felt. My mind was not involved in this at all. It was just like these words. I was always born. And I felt that there were absolutely no differences between the stars and just this motorbike crossing, in the street. That everything was just like one, actually. I don't know how to describe it. And
Wow.
and yeah, I think I never felt so in the right place. Yes, it was unique. So I think that I can say that that's a manifestation of my spirit, which was like when, as I said in the meditation, can it take the whole control of my being. Yeah.
Incredible. I mean, I could feel goosebumps all over when you mentioned that. So really something beautiful, beautiful. I mean, Nicholas, please, if you have something to add to this beauty, let us know.
Wow, it's another side of it because I was really into kind of skeptical, but still willing to do the experience, and I was waiting for something, And my example here is like the driving license test is one of the most stressful thing you can ever go. You can ever go through, and to my example, I did it 3 times, and every time it was the same scenario. Like you are stressed, like stressed out of this world, and you take the wheel, and everything goes wrong. And once the eliminating mistake comes, everything is smooth, and at the end you just like, oh my God, what is happening to me? What is the stress? Why am I so helpless when it comes to go through this exam, right? So I did it 3 times. And then there was this 4th time. I said, you know what? I have practiced this meditation technique. I know now what it means to be witness of myself. I understand mentally something, but there was also this transformation that went on for some time. And this morning of exam, I just had my routine meditation, and I just said, Mother Kundalini, if there's anything that should happen, it is in your hand, and I will not be involved into it. Whether I succeed or not succeed, my interest is into remaining peaceful. That's all I want. And then I went to the exam, and I want to mention something. The 3 first time, I should say that the examinators they were all very respectful, keeping their silence, giving their directions and instructions at the moment when needed, and really respectful of the exam itself. But these 4 times, I mean, I don't know why, but this person was very much talkative and speaking about everything, like about, I don't know, the swimming pool things in the middle of the exam. I mean, that was that was crazy. But at the same time, I definitely felt quietness within. I mean, I was not disturbed at all about that. And he was, really talkative and the arrogant type, I would say, and like, why are you doing like this? Didn't you see this? This roundabout said that, and then you read the panel. All the time. But it was this time that I had it. I passed the exam. I had my driving license. Everything was very smooth, despite all the comments that he had to say. And the point that I want to make here is that there really is a transformation. There really is a process, and even if at times we don't really see it, we don't really notice the changes, but something is definitely happening. And this was this was for me the proof that it is not just mental silence, which is important, but not just mental silence, but a real transformation process, and that can just make the difference between self mastery. We've probably crossed the topic of self mastery, or remaining yourself in every situation. This potential is actually within every one of us. So that's my story about how meditation made a difference in my daily life, actually.
That's stunning. I mean, I can assure you, driving maths exam, for anybody in my audience who hasn't yet done it, it's quite terrible. So actually getting that step of detachment to the situation, knowing that it was such a ruckus and such chaos around you, that's stunning. And I want to thank all of you, Nicholas, Marijo, and Eero, as well as the audience, for this precious moment you've shared with us this evening. I don't know if you'll be back for meditations or not, but I wish you and everybody who's still here with us a wonderful, beautiful evening, and hopefully you will join us then again for tomorrow and our last session then also on Friday. And with that note, take care and see you later.
See you later. See you.